And if you jumped on earlier, I'm sorry, I had to delete one. I hope my internet connection stays a little more valid. It's apparently a little funky this morning. But for many of you, most of the stuff that I put out is kind of conceptual in nature, and hopefully it's good, useful information for you. But today, I wanted to talk specifically about something that I think everybody should be concerned about. I live here in Salt Lake City, and for those of you who do and you're followed here, good morning, Claire, how are you? You've heard lots and lots and lots of information about emergency preparedness, and while a lot of you who don't live in Salt Lake City might wonder why that is, apparently there's a big fault line here that's potentially as devastating as the one in California that we hear about, and a lot of the people who run the city are, for years and years and years now, have talked with those of us who live here about being prepared for a natural or a man-made disaster, and probably a good idea. And yet you can imagine how many people actually act upon it, probably less than 5 to 10%. Well, I wanted to talk with you today about something that is critical. You can survive without a lot of things and probably deal with things pretty well, but water is pretty essential to everything that you do. And so I wanted to show you today this particular apparatus, and I hope you can see it all. It doesn't turn very well, but anyway, this is, you take a look at it and you say, well, big deal, it's a water bottle. Well, it's not a water bottle, it's a portable water filtration system. This filter that you can see right here actually has the capacity and is certified to remove 99.9% of viruses, toxins, bacteria, protozoa, heavy metals, the things that would make us ill, sometimes terminally ill, sometimes would affect our body conditions for years and years. And ultimately, how big a concern is it? Well, you know, everybody wants to trust the people who manage our water systems and to believe that everything is going to be okay. And yet I demonstrated one of these particular apparatuses to a network group that I meet with on Thursday mornings, talked with about 80 people about it on Thursday. And Friday morning I was watching the news, and the Granite School District, a place where many of us send our children or our grandchildren, reported on the news that they have unsafe levels of lead in their water system. They made a comment that they didn't think it was the source of the water. They thought it was their piping. I'm not sure how much better that should make you feel, but I guess if you think you're getting less poison because of the piping versus the source of the water, I suppose that maybe has some validity. But the reason that I bring this up today is you can do a lot of things to try to store water. This particular system and this filter that we've just shown you has a certified capacity for 60 gallons of water. That would be essentially 480 pints or 480 water bottles that are 16-ounce water bottles. Well, what's the advantage of something like this? This carries about a pint, weighs about a pound. You can dip it into stream water, you can dip it into lake water, you can dip it into raw sewage water, and I'm going to do a little demo for you in a moment that'll gross some of you out a little bit, but just to show you the confidence that I have in this. And it will do an excellent job at providing a good source of water for you. Well, what's the alternative? You could buy 480 water bottles. They're going to weigh about a pound apiece, and so you can try to carry 480 pounds wherever you're going to go, or try to have your family help you do that. Or you can take one of these and be prepared to have a purification system that can help you survive if you need to survive, or if you're a camper, or for whatever reason. This has multiple application, and I thought it was worthwhile showing it to you. So I'm going to try to do a little demo, and I'm going to show you a few things. This is what I picked up this morning, and I'm going to turn it just a little bit so you can see it. This is, I'm at the veterinary hospital, so this is what you think it is. So what I'm going to do is just put this in a certain place, and you guys can see what's going to happen here. So now you can see where it's at, and you can see that I'm going to stir it up a little bit so you can kind of see the effects of what's going to happen here. And so it's all pretty well. So now you see what the water looks like, and you see what in a moment I'm going to do for you. So take a quick look. So take a look at this bowl. That bowl, there's really no way to suck this system out except to do it the way that I did. So there you go. That's as clear as I can show you on this video. I can assure you there's no taste of what you would expect this would taste like. There's no evidence of contamination. I've actually tried this 2 or 3 times before I did this over several months to make sure that I didn't end up suffering from a failure of the system, and every time it's worked, and no, I haven't had to show up at the hospital or go on medications for drinking water that's that contaminated. And I guess like the stunt guys, I'm not necessarily recommending that you do this at home, but what I am saying is this makes some sense. And for those of you who are interested in it, we've got some really cool specials, and I can't really talk about those on a broadcast system this way, but we've got some really cool specials where you can buy one of these, and some of the other things that we do that might be useful to you in getting healthy, we can couple to it. We're going to run this special until September, well, whatever Labor Day is. I think September 5th this year. So this is being shot on August 22nd, so you got about 2.5 weeks to take advantage of some really cool specials. For those of you who are interested, give me a thumbs up when you see this video. I'll have your information and I'll reach back out to you and talk with you about what the special is. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're living your life in 6th gear. Until next time, this is Dr. Terry Silkman.